I'm back again with another Thriftism budget update for the month of May. So keep watching to see how we did. For our groceries, I kind of kept the same graph there so you could see it. Our monthly average for the year so far has dropped down below $190, so that is definitely progress. Last month we spent a little bit more than the previous couple months, but we are still around $95, which is $40 below our goal. So we're still doing really well with that. We will have to keep it for sure below the 100 mark for the rest of the year to get back to that 135. I think I did the math right on that. I'm not going to say for sure right now, but that's what we're on track for right now. So we're doing really well so far. That huge number, if you haven't been following, was Sam's Club was going out of business and they had a bunch of stuff 25% off and then half off. So we stocked up, and you can kind of see behind me here, get out of the way, all of our dry goods that we stocked up on. So that has definitely helped keep our budget low. Last month we started to venture away from as much of the stuff we bought from Sam's Club, so we'll have to watch that this coming month. So yeah, we passed on groceries. Restaurants for dining out, we spent $15, and that was actually kind of like entertainment too. I think it was at Zumba on Tap. We stayed and got a couple of rounds for my family and a couple of our friends. So we were well under budget, only about 25% of our budget. Our monthly average is down below $50, so that's great. We are definitely on track with that. The phone, we probably won't be on track for this one again this year even. I didn't figure out the right tax amount. That our goal was $75 a month, and our monthly bill is actually $76.16. However, we will be under for the year because we got a free month and a half just with my husband's phone activation and everything. So we're actually doing pretty well there, even though we did not make it this month technically, and we probably won't again for the rest of the year, but our monthly average will be below, and that's kind of the most important part. Vehicles, so car insurance, obviously we didn't pay anything this month, so we were definitely under. Our monthly average is at $71, which is more than the $62. However, we pay our insurance biannually, twice a year, however you want to say that, and so that average should balance out to $62 a month unless our rates go up at some point this year. Vehicle maintenance, we did well on that. We didn't have anything in May. Our monthly average is around $32, which is well below our $50 mark. This will probably go up in June if we actually buy tabs for the new car that we got. The new old car that we got. I did not include that in our budget because it's kind of discretionary spending. We didn't 100% need it, but it is a convenience. However, it is, I think, from 2005. I don't know, it was less than $3,000, so we're not big spenders and just throwing money around when I'm not including it on the budget, but that did seem kind of discretionary since we do have another workable car, but that one is from 1996, so trying to get a little bit newer. Gas and fuel, we did go over just barely, and that's mostly because I took a trip to the cities this time instead of my husband coming back to visit me. And I picked up my grandma on the way, and it was great fun, but my mileage obviously isn't reimbursed by his work, and I've been only tracking my fuel since his expense stuff covers a lot of his, just how whatever it works out. So that's why we went over, but our monthly average is still only 62% of our budget, so we're doing really well with that. Utilities, we finally made it under. Yay! Everyone cheer. I've been waiting for that to happen. We had such a cold spring that we were over every month. Last month we were just under $196 and our budget is $225. Our monthly average is still over. I'm hoping I can tough it out and not need the air conditioner too often. We've been opening the windows a lot, which has been nice, but I have used the air a couple times. I'm also trying not to water too often. With the garden I do have to water, but we don't water our lawn, so our electric bill and stuff should hopefully stay fairly low and bring down that monthly average. But very exciting, and we finally got below that. You don't have to raise it up quite yet. Our mortgage, we were actually under, which is very strange because usually that doesn't change. If you followed the budget so far, we had been planning, there's new property taxes to help some school bill passed last year. So we actually thought our mortgage payment would go up every month, but strange enough to say that it's good, but the bank miscalculated our escrow payments last year. So we actually got a reduced mortgage payment this year to try and balance that out. So that was very exciting, and so our monthly average will definitely be below for the rest of the year since it dropped instead of increased. Home supplies, we were also under on this. About half of what we budgeted. Our monthly average is less than half of our budget. We did stock up, again, partially in that pile back there. There's like sponges and Swiffer sheets and probably, I don't know, dishwasher pods and all that good stuff. So we are under budget on that. I don't anticipate that going up too drastically as long as we don't, like, I don't know, have a major cleaning incident. I can't even think of something that we would need to buy a ton of home supplies, but I won't say never because I'm sure something will come up then to prove me wrong. Fun stuff for our budget in May. We only spent $15 even though we budgeted $50. It's because all we did was pay for Netflix. Again, if you wanted to get really nitpicky, I guess maybe part of my fuel to the cities could have been in there, or our spending at Fargo Brewing for Zumba on Tap could have gone there, but it isn't. So, but it is accounted somewhere in the budget, so that's all that matters. Our monthly average is under $30, so we're doing pretty well with that. Clothing, didn't spend any money in May, so that's a win. Again, we kind of stocked up when Sam's Club closed, and so that's kind of helped us. We haven't needed as much stuff lately. So our monthly average is almost below our budget, and one more month of no spending should get us there. Miscellaneous income, again, if you've been following, we did raise this when we paid off the student loans because there's no sense having money budgeted for a loan that we no longer have. So we budgeted $70, we only spent a little under $40, and our monthly average is actually under $30. And like it says, it's just totally miscellaneous. I don't want to have a category for, I don't even know what was in there. I'd have to go back and look. So that's why it's miscellaneous. Medical, so insurance, we still aren't paying for insurance. It's covered by work, and if you are following this kind of budget, I guess I should have gone over that at the beginning, that we are budgeting off of $2,400 a month, which is around $31,000 a year. So as a family of two in the US at least, and probably most countries it's already covered, but in the US, family of two making $31,000, you would get enough subsidies that your insurance should be free. So that's why I feel like it's fair to not include that on here and say that you can still do this budget, because if you're making more than that, then you should be able to take insurance out of what you're making more than that. Prescriptions, I didn't have anything in May, so our monthly average is lower there. Over-the-counter drugs, I am keeping up with buying Zyrtec, but that is below our $20 budget. So our monthly budget is still over due to a bad cold and flu season, January, February, but we should be catching up slowly as long as we keep only getting Zyrtec or just not spending that full $20. The part that got us, that we didn't stay on budget for medical was that I actually had a skin checkup just to make sure there's nothing weird, since, you know, I got all these pretty spots on my arms. But our budget is $25. Obviously, we went way over that. I don't really know the best way to budget for that because it's like a once a year thing. So that $212 was the cost of the whole appointment. And I guess that might not even, I don't know the best way to do this either because that's actually coming out of my HSA, so that was no money like out of my pocket directly. That's out of money that isn't even in our budget. But because my work partially funds that too, so it's a whole weird situation. But either way, we should get back on track by the end of the year because we're only at $42 for a monthly average. Savings, we almost doubled our savings in May, so it's great to help us catch up. Our monthly average is a little low. Again, this got adjusted up when we paid off the student loans. So yeah, just so we have more discretionary spending in the future and to show that you can save up for a trip or for retirement or anything like that, even on a super tight budget. Income, that stayed the same, $2,400 a month. So we are basically staying. Overall, our wins here, we did well on groceries and dining out. Car insurance and vehicle maintenance, we didn't spend money. Utilities were way down last month, so that's great. Our entertainment was down, mortgage was down, and we didn't spend any money on clothing, and home supplies was down. So that was really good, helped us keep us under budget. What needs work is my phone, or our phones, I guess. The bill is more than I was expecting, so that's going to be over every month, but still be under for the year. We did go slightly over on gas and fuel. Our medical was way over, but should balance out by the end of the year. And then our, I don't know why miscellaneous is there because we actually did really well on miscellaneous spending this month. So that one should actually be, oops, I mirrored again, should actually be moved over because we did well with that. So this one should not be here. But yeah, so overall, our yearly budget, we're actually $45, $46 under budget for the year. And so if we're under budget for the year, that usually goes to savings or to something fun, like maybe to help pay for a trip. So thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button down here. Sorry, again, I keep forgetting the mirror thing. I thought I had it that time. But hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you support us. Love to hear your comments. If you have any questions about budgeting, again, please feel free to ask. You can even send me a message if you don't want it to be public. I really enjoy budgeting, if you can't tell. And it's very doable. I don't feel like we're missing out on that much by spending less. So be sure to follow us to see more ways to live a full life and not spend a ton of money. So thank you again.